Yes, I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am. Casey and the Sunshine Band. 17 after 7 now to the teléfono. Dan, that is Spanish lingo for you. Dan,
you caught me off guard. I don't speak a word of Spanish. I would know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you do speak Spanish. You know the word no. You probably heard that a lot from your school days with girls.
No, well, I'm still hearing it.
I heard it
to this day I'm still hearing that same word from women today.
Now that we're married men, we still hear that word a lot.
Absolutely,
and it is a Spanish word.
Well, okay, I've got one word of Spanish lingo in my calibers. That's great.
And I'm proud that I taught you that.
If this was 1979 with Jimmy Carter and all the world is out of control, clearly. You know, the economy, everything else, the world's on fire with wars. Case in point here, you've got a CBS News story a couple days ago. Hamas released a video of one of the hostages, who was an American apparently, an American Israeli, Hirsch Goldberg, Poland. I'm probably butchering the name. The media, other than CBS News, the media is largely ignoring this. But remember the countdown, of course, 444 days leading up to President Reagan's election. The media is still protecting Joe Biden at all costs. I mean, everything is all pointing to Joe Biden and his feebleness and everything. It's so surreal. And I keep playing same old record over and over and over again. The media is the enemy of the people, and Republicans need to take full advantage of that. But for whatever reason, they're not. They have no interest in doing so. They have political ammunition dropped in their lap literally every day. The economy is bad. Speaking of the economy, when you see the Bernstein Bear, a.k.a. Jared Bernstein, that's Biden's, I guess he's his economic advisor, coming out of the woodwork to spin all the bad news that comes out economically, that things aren't as bad as they seem, you know it's bad. I mean, we all see it when we go to the grocery store. Gas prices are skyrocketing. Yet again, you see very, very few stories in the media about how bad things are, and they never, ever point to where it all came from, Joe Biden.
And it seems to work, too, because it seems that many people just do not, even now, do not pay attention to that. And if they hear a soundbite that says the economy is improving, they'll just say, oh, wow, the economy must be improving.
Well, there are so many people throughout the country, as opposed to there were 50 years ago, that they're just willingly ignorant. They don't want to dig into things. They don't care about what's going on. They look at the things above the fold, if they bother to look at all. We've entered a very selfish society where it's every man and woman, from any man, woman, or transgender for himself, and so all you want to do is save for your retirement. Because again, in all my circles, I rarely hear people complain about things. You know, they're doing pretty good. Of course, we're in a Bay Area bubble, which there's a lot of money here.
We make up for the complaining right here.
Oh, we excel at this. We're very, very good at this. Columbia University. Yeah. The story is that they are negotiating with these racist Jew haters. Why are they bothering to negotiate?
Just haul them off to jail. And if they leave the so-called insurrectionists, the January 6 people, which was not an insurrection, but anyway, they leave them in jail, they should put these protesters, so-called protesters, in jail for twice as long. If this goes on for another week, Mike Johnson should carry out the threat that he made a few days ago, bringing in the National Guard. You cannot occupy and take over an entire university, because again, most of those people are not students. They've been bussed in by George Soros and company, and again, they are taking over this institution. You don't negotiate; you take action and clear them out. And there are lots of actual students that are ticked off by this because they're having to cancel graduations now.
There's no excuse for that. Think about it. You paid quite a bit of money. You've studied, and you're looking forward to this graduation.
And now you don't get a graduation ceremony. Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny. Just like 4 years ago when the pandemic, that was intentionally brought onto this world, that stopped graduations too, didn't it?
Yeah.
So again, the academic system, such as it is, needs to be completely scrapped. These are the idiots that are in charge. And what happened to what's her name, who was in charge of Columbia University? We haven't heard a word from her. She was supposed to either resign or something to some action taken against her. Not a word. She's hiding, and again, Congress has a lot of power here, mostly the power of the purse. If you stop funding these universities, and there's a lot of funding that they get from us, that should stop today.
Cut
That's
off the
completely
money.
Constitutional within the parameters of the law.
The parameters of the law. Wow. That'd be a hard thing for a leftist to actually get their mind around. The parameters of the law. Yeah.
They don't. It's make it up as you go. So
you can say that again. Dan, it's always a pleasure.
Thanks, bud. I will talk to you Monday.
You have a great weekend. It is 7:22. 70 degrees this afternoon. Should be a nice weekend.